Thanks for following along on the build of this thing. This is the last video in this series, and I'm going to talk about some things that I want to improve for the next version of this. If you happen to pick this up and run with it, these are things that you should probably include as you're building it out so that it works more, but the way you want it to. So first off, we're going to talk about batteries. In the batteries that I've got, I'm using lithium polymer. Lithium polymer probably isn't the best for weight to capacity. It would be really nice, since this thing flies so slowly, to use lithium ion instead. And in fact, I 3D printed a battery cage that uses these little lithium ion cells. The trouble is I did not use high discharge lithium ion. So making a swap to something like this with high discharge lithium ion, definitely a move for the next one. If you try to use these cruddy ones off of Amazon, they don't have a high enough discharge rate to actually supply enough current to get this thing off the ground. So it just sits there and spins on the ground, tries to take off, never does. The second thing is we need to have some sort of pre-charge section. So like a resistor capacitor to charge up the electronics slowly. If instead you just shove this thing right in there repeatedly, eventually you get this, which there was really high discharge as this section of copper tape was continually being pushed into the drone and charging up all the electronics on the drone, and it ate away at the copper tape. So I just need a section of copper tape inside the drone there with an RC that powers up everything slowly on the drone, and then it can hit the the center copper tape where it's actually fully charged already, and we won't have that high discharge rate. So obviously that's a next step. Then the next thing is these battery contacts are exposed, and that's dangerous. These up here are also exposed. That's dangerous. Making this instead into sort of a U channel, and then that way the copper tape is inside the U and isn't exposed to the outside world. Much less likely that something would touch that copper tape and cause a really large discharge. Inside the drone, obviously, it's going to have to be also modified so that there's a fin with copper tape on the outside of it, so that as the battery is passed into the drone, it makes contact inside there, but the only way for it to get contact is to have that sort of fin that reaches inside the little U-shaped cavity where the battery terminals are exposed. And you have to do something like that up here as well for the balanced charge ports. You just want to hide them so they're not fully exposed to the outside world. Next up, the drone. It needs to be lighter and more aerodynamic, just generally speaking. I've gotten some feedback about it in the comments. Maybe smaller tubes, cutting away at any of this excess 3D printed material in here around the battery cage, and then maybe making the whole thing smaller. The trouble is these props will eventually hit if you make this much smaller, so you have to go to smaller props, and I'm not entirely sure that it would still have the same thrust and be able to fly for as long a amount of time. So it would be nice to make this whole thing smaller because it'd fit on smaller 3D printers, but I'm not sure that it's a good choice because you'd have to go to smaller props. Something to investigate for the next time, I guess. And then the whole thing could be made more lightweight and a little bit more aerodynamic. Basically, see if you can get more air to pass by removing some of these cross members. So lighter, faster, cool. The next thing is inside that drone. Right now I'm relying on 3D printing being very precise to pinch the battery in place, but it's still possible for a battery to come disconnected in flight, which is really bad. You lose power, the whole thing falls out of the sky. So what needs to happen is some sort of squishy material needs to be added right inside here, on these diagonals, so that it compresses the battery down and keeps contact with the copper tape down there. Something squishy, I'm not entirely sure what yet, like a foam material or something like that, would be a really good idea for the next version of this. Next, these drone feet are just a little too big. They stick out a little too far, and it can cause pinching when it's being drawn into the battery cage. Battery bay on the lander. I think keeping the drone feet on the front here is a good idea because it keeps the relaunch arm actually sits on top of that and keeps it from lifting up, the whole drone from lifting up for any reason. But making these feet smaller so that it doesn't catch would be a pretty good idea. Last thing, inside here right now we just have these little tabs right here, and that's what holds the nozzle and sprayer in place. It would be nice to do like a real channel to hold the hose and the nozzles the next time so that they're more solidly mounted. And then a couple screw holes so that we can actually screw in place the pump that actually pumps that. Right now it's all sort of ad hoc and Velcro. It'd be nice to make those more solidly mounted for the next version of this. Shouldn't be too hard with 3D printing. Now, the last thing before I head out to actually look at the lander, the charger spinner right now, we stuck copper tape on there and then we soldered wires to that copper tape. But as the entire thing spins because of the servo motor spinning it, it can cause that copper tape to come loose. It'll sometimes jerk at the copper tape. So having some sort of channel where it holds all those wires solidly, that way there's no yanking on that copper tape. Those wires can head off then, give them a little extra they can have a little extra length before they get to the balance charger, so that as that thing spins, it has a little bit of flexibility. It doesn't yank on the balance chargers and also doesn't yank on where we've made those solder connections inside the charger spinner. Now there's a bunch of things on the landing pad, so let's actually go look at the landing pad and see what those are. The things that I would change if I were to do this again: get rid of the tarp, 4x8 sheets of plywood. This should all be a 4x8 sheet of plywood so that these linear actuators are included in the same piece of wood here. Make these slightly longer linear actuators so that we can push this further out. Have a little bit better wire control on the back of these charger spinners so that the wires are not crunched when this thing turns around. Right now sometimes it can try to unplug from these chargers over here. And the last thing I would change is I would actually take these motors right here and move them to the other side of the arm. The reason for that is the drone is coming in here and it's getting pinched in place, and it can try to clip those motors. It would just make more sense to put them on the far sides of both of these and run long wires out to them. And that way this section of the drone or this section of the landing pad would be all wood. Wood right here, and then wood arms that are pinching everything into place. It's just sort of dangerous having the motors so close to where things are moving in and out in a tight space.
Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more unique and useful do-it-yourself builds.